I think we are live.
Yay.
Yay. We made it today. We made it
Woo.
on this gloomy day, on this gloomy Wednesday.
Yep.
Hi, everyone. We are back for our breast sleeping Q&A. How's everyone doing? We'll let everybody jump into the stream here. Hi, Rebecca.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing fabulous. I'm doing
Good.
wonderful. Thank
Good
you.
stuff.
Oh, so happy to be back with you again. It's been a few weeks, right? Did we was 2 weeks?
2 weeks. Yeah, was it 2? I don't remember. I don't remember.
Oh my God, we're getting lost in these weeks here, but
yeah, I think it was 2 weeks ago.
I think so too. I think we're doing good. I think we're not able to keep on the first and third, but it's coming every 2 weeks so that we can keep coming back to you with questions. Everybody's jumping in. Hi everyone, welcome to our breast sleeping Q&A, our favorite day of the month or several days of the month now, but just one of my favorite things to do. I'm Shari Criso, so good to see all of you and welcome back. And to the left or right of me, I can't tell what that happens when I do this on a live stream, is Rebecca Michi, children's sleep consultant, and my partner in crime here.
Yeah, oh yeah. Definitely.
Mm-hmm. So, hi everyone. Everyone's jumping in. Are you all getting the reminders? I hope the reminder went out, and so that you guys all know how to jump in. Let's get some hearts. Let's get some love flowing here. We got a good show today. We got a lot of really great questions. Rebecca came in. So many great questions. And I can see just from the people jumping in, we have some great people jumping in too. And I know that will continue as the moments go on here. And also great partners and prizes for everyone, which we will reveal in just a few moments. Yes, hi everybody. Okay, so first of all, I just want to ask a question before we get started, because I always forget and I want to know where everybody's from. Go ahead and type it here. You know, where are you from? If you're in the US, what state, what city, where are you watching in from? And if you're somewhere else in the world, please let us know, because I just get so excited and it just amazes me to see the variety of places where everybody's tuning in from, and the miraculousness of the internet, and the only time that it really makes me like, whoa, this is awesome. Okay, so yeah, let's hear where you're all from.
Yeah.
Yay. Okay, good. I'm going to try not to be distracted by all of you and all your comments while I'm talking here. So for those of you who are new today, and again, you need to tell us if you're new, because we welcome all new people. If you're new, I just wanted to give you a little background of who I am. So again, I'm Shari, and I am a registered nurse. I'm a certified nurse midwife, and I'm an international board certified lactation consultant, and I have been literally hosting this for the past 9 years in one form or another, and teaching moms online for that time, and working with moms and babies and dads and partners for the last 27 years in pretty much every capacity. So that's what I do. And literally, this is one of my favorite things, is just to be able to go live with you guys and answer your questions. So happy. All right, Rebecca, who are you?
I'm Rebecca. I'm in Seattle, as you can see by my beverage choice. I'm based in Seattle. I'm a children's sleep consultant and author, working with families who have children under 6 years old. Gentle, no-cry sleep consultant. So not advising families to leave their children to cry it out. Love doing this live stream with Shari, because breastfeeding and sleep are just so intertwined, whether that's with a newborn or even with a 1-year-old or a 2-year-old. They really are definitely intertwined. And Shari coined the phrase breast sleeping, which I think is perfect for our Q&A.
It is perfect. It really is perfect. And just like Rebecca said, it just goes hand in hand. We will be continuing to do more and more work together. We've got some really great stuff for you coming up over the next few weeks and months, and continue on from there, because we do feel like these are the two most basic things that get asked and are needed, whether it's preparation while you're pregnant for what you need to know after, or the things that will be most on your mind, I can promise you, once your baby comes. They're just the two most important things to talk about. And so talking about them together is really is really, really helpful. And I know so many of you have been here with us for these live streams and have gotten a lot out of it. So I'm really happy that it's working so well. So let's just say thank you to our amazing partners today. Our partners, our sponsors, the brands that make the education possible. This is Earth Mama Organics today and Rachel's Remedy, two brands that I have been working with for many, many years, and just love the people, love the products, love what they do for breastfeeding moms and pregnant moms and everyone in between. So I'm going to be playing some videos in a short while. Maybe we'll do one right now, and then we'll follow with another one in a little while. But if you want to win the prizes today from Earth Mama Organics and from Rachel's Remedy, you know what to do for any of you who've been here before, okay? Type the word win right now into the chat. Just type the word win. Oh, Joe's up behind the, not yet. Hold on. Okay, in a moment. All right, we're gonna do that. Let him get it up there. See, the thing is, we have to start the chat before he can get it going. So, no, don't go yet. They're all typing it. They're fast. As soon as I say it, they're all fast, right? All right. In a few moments, we're going to do that. Let's play a video. It's good now. All right, it's good now. Type the word win. I give up. Type the word win. And then when you get the little message from me later, you can go ahead and type win again, and it will give you all the links for today, how to win the prizes, how to get to Rebecca's Sleep Academy, which she'll explain in a little while, and how to get to our private Facebook group. If you're not a member, please come join us. And also one more thing. That is to be able to join us live today and jump into this live stream, let your camera turn on. We don't care what's going on in the house. We just want to be here for you. So I'm going to go ahead and post this right now too. This is the link, okay, in order to join us live. And that will also be in the message you're getting from me. And it's also, right, Joe, it's in the post?
There we go.
Live, to join live, it's in the post?
Yes.
Okay, so you can click on that in the post and you can join us live. That means jump into the live stream and we will split screen here with you and we will answer your question directly. Can we give away a 3-month Sleep Academy? No,
I'm going to give away a camper package for my sleep summer camp.
Oh, even better. Well, not better, just like great, great.
Okay. So there's actually, I think it's even better. So the Sleep Summer Camp is a 4-week sleep camp. How awesome is that? Everybody loves summer camp. Yep. Everybody loves sleep. So let's just smash them together. And we've got a Sleep Summer Camp. At the end of the 4 weeks, your child will be sleeping more independently. Obviously, it's all completely no cry, super gentle. And so I'll give away a 4-week. There's 2 packages, either a camper or camp counselor. So I'll give away a camper package there. It's like a $250 value.
Wow. Okay, fantastic. So the first person to jump into our live stream and ask their question live, okay, will get entry to Rebecca's sleep camp for the summer. Okay. You don't have to go anywhere.
No, you don't. Apart from your bed. That's it.
Like, I don't know if I want to camp. I mean,
sounds awful. My kids have got, my youngest daughter has gone to sleepaway camp with the school for a few nights, and they always want parents to do it. And I'm just like, I can't. I'm a sleep consultant. I can't.
So here's Shari's comment right now.
Yeah. But yeah, if your child's sleeping better, then you are going to be sleeping better. So yeah, everybody wins at sleep camp.
Awesome. Okay, that's awesome. All right. So should we do a question and then come back to the videos and everything else? Let's do that.
Yeah.
Let's answer a question because there's so many good ones. And first of all, let's get some hearts going across the screen. Tons and tons and tons of hearts for Rebecca's amazing prize. And then when we answer questions, this is the way it works here. We answer a question, and somebody asks a question, we answer the question, and then everybody gives hearts. It's sort of like a woohoo. Okay, that's how we know you're not sleeping. Somebody's listening, right? Okay. All right, so let's do the first question. The first question is a sleep question, Rebecca.
Mm-hmm.
How do I break the nursing to sleep habit? We made it all the way to 4.5 months without being an issue. And then all of a sudden the little one refuses his pacifier or previous methods to get him to sleep and will rarely go to sleep any other way but nursing.
That's completely normal for that to be the case, especially at this age. We have that dreaded 4-month sleep regression that everybody is kind of worried about. And actually this 4-month sleep regression is not so much of a regression as a complete change of sleep. And it's actually continuation from a shift that happens at around 12 weeks of age, where we go from infant sleep to adult sleep cycles. They're just much shorter than adult sleep cycles, but they're exactly the same stages of sleep. And so sleep just completely changes. It completely changes. It doesn't go back to how it was. So having sort of some changes happening now is really, really normal. And that could be from only being able to be rocked to sleep to now being a little bit more independent, or being a little bit more independent to now needing a lot more help to get to sleep. Really, really normal for that to be the case. 4.5 months is still really, really young. Really, really young. So I really wouldn't worry too much about it, especially as you're sort of going through a lot developmentally at this point. So I would just try not to not to use that as your only way to get to sleep. So it could be that if you know that your child has fed and they're still kind of awake and you're wanting to get to sleep, just try going into a darkened room and rocking them and seeing how that goes. Yeah. And because if you know that they've got a full tummy, then chances are they will fall asleep. This age, you may need to block out visual stimulation because now they're going through these adult sleep cycles. They're now more awake as well. And so if there's things to look at, some children, some temperament of child will just be look. If there's something to look at, they're looking at it, and that will keep them awake. So you may need to go somewhere completely dark to block out all visual stimulation to then actually help them fall asleep. So just try different things at different times of the night and different times of the day. It is never, ever an all or nothing, because you maybe can do it for the first nap of the day, which is how naps begin to develop individually, starting with the first nap of the day. And that's happening around now, anywhere between 4 and 6 months of age, that you may notice that, oh, this works great for the first nap, doesn't work for any other naps. So that's fine, completely normal. Or it may work beginning of the night, but not for naps. Again, completely normal. It's never an all or nothing. So just try one thing at a time and try it at different times of the day and see what works, and then just build on that. But don't think of, I've got to stop this nursing to sleep, because if that's the only way your child gets down at the minute for their naps and for nighttime, that's a lot of times during the day, during that 24 hours, that you're thinking that it's a problem when it isn't necessarily a problem. And you're thinking then that you've got to fix it. And that's a really big thing. That's the majority of your day you're trying to fix and you're trying to change. Don't do that because it's so overwhelming. Just look at one thing. I'd start with first nap of the day. Try that. And then just work on that for a few days, for a few weeks. And then you can sort of increase on that as things get a little bit easier.
Solid, very solid. It's hard. You think that so many of the things that Rebecca and I will talk about is the normalcy of the so-called issues that you think you're having. And I mean, it's always the good news. The truth is, it's really the good news. When you think it's a problem and really you find out it's quite normal, your baby's fine, there's nothing wrong. It's the majority of our answers is that it's normal. And I feel like that's what we teach is normal, right? Yeah. So it's really about learning the normalness and the variety of normalness. So when it comes to breastfeeding, when it comes to feeding, when it comes to growth, weight gain, when it comes to even pregnancy or sleep, all of those things have such a wide variety of normal and a wide range of normal. And so it's hard to even compare yourself to other people. You're going to read things. I see in my private group, everybody's posting, and you guys are just amazing. I want to just say that, I was just saying to Stephanie, who is helping me moderate the group, welcome Stephanie, she's here. Everybody can say hi to Stephanie. She's been amazing support for me in the group, and she's actually one of our students. She's been with me for a couple of years now. And I was just saying to her yesterday that I'm looking at these comments and questions in the group and the amount of responses and support and engagement, and I am blown away by all of you, and I love just being a part of it. So keep doing what you're doing, and if you haven't joined the group, make sure that you you do that. Joe will post a link here. You got it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he is on top of it. He is like, okay, so let's just show a quick little video here, because I want to talk about Earth Mama Organics, all right? And this is the prize today. But more than the prize, this is part of our information education for you, okay? So how about a little video first, right? Let's play it, if I can remember how.
Your skin soaks it all in. So, toxic ingredients and deodorant? That's a hard no. What goes on, goes in. Organic deodorant from Earth Mama.
All right, now I gotta stop it. Hold on.
Your skin soaks it all in. So, toxic ingredient?
All right, I got it. I almost had it. That was very cute. I love that. What it's bringing up is a topic that we discussed a couple of weeks ago. I had Alicia Voorhees on from Earth Mama, and we were talking about natural deodorants. And as I'm talking about all their breastfeeding products, which Earth Mama makes the best breastfeeding products, and anybody who is a personal student of mine, meaning in New Jersey, who was a customer in my store, who learned from me in the Learning Center, you know, I had like a shrine, a room that was built just for these type of products, and Earth Mama was the main display in there because I used them myself, and I recommended them to all of my my patients when I was a midwife, and then also for lactation, all their breastfeeding products, completely organic. They are GMO free. They are you know, just the natural, non-toxic products that you want to make sure that you're putting on your skin. And when they say, you know, what goes on goes in, it could not be any clearer than that, especially for pregnancy, because you're going to pass whatever those chemicals are that go onto your skin are going to pass through your bloodstream to your baby, okay? And then also while you're breastfeeding, and especially with deodorant, I hadn't really made the connection to a breastfeeding product, and of course Melinda and Earth Mama did, that you're putting this so close to where your baby's head is spending a lot of time, right there under your armpit, okay? And that, whatever you're putting on, the regular deodorant, can really get onto your baby's skin, and it absorbs very quickly on a baby. Babies have very porous skin, and so any kind of lotions, creams, shampoos, oils, anything that touches their skin goes in. And so it's very important to make sure that your deodorant is free of all those chemicals and those aluminum and everything else that's in it. Plus, you know, you're putting it on under your arm where it goes into your lymph nodes as well. And so it's right there, right where the breast tissue is. It's just one of those things that I would make the switch over if you're pregnant, if you're planning to be pregnant, if you're breastfeeding. And then for me, I use it all the time. You know, I have been avoiding regular deodorants for many years now because of what we know is in them, and they're pretty toxic. You know, and then I also found some, you know, you could put a little powder, like things that will help to alleviate the extra sweating if it's really hot, you know, you're out somewhere. But the deodorant is really, really great. And then one other thing I just want to mention from Earth Mama that I love is their natural nipple butter. I don't know if you guys have who's used natural nipple butter? I use it on everything. Like literally one of my favorite products ever made. ever made. We have it in our house, and we use it all the time on all kinds of things, whether it's your lips, your cuticles, any kind of like abrasions, or I just use it. So I love, love, love them. And so if you want to win a package of breastfeeding supplies from like a bundle from Earth Mama, including their deodorants, you know, make sure that you enter. Just type the word win and you will be able to go over and enter. Plus, I want you to comment here some point during the live stream. Just tell me what you love about it. If you've used them, tell me what you love. If you haven't, tell me why you would love and what you're interested about it, why you're interested in it, what you would love to try. All right, so that's Earth Mama. Yay. Okay. Rebecca, I'm going to answer one breastfeeding question. Let's see. So a breastfeeding question that came in. Oh, this is a good one. Belinda, she said she's asking for a friend. That's so nice when people ask for friends. Remember to share this stream, share all of this stuff with your friends, because a lot of people just don't know that it exists. And you never know when you're like coming into someone's life and in the moment when they need it most, and especially as new moms, we're home, it's hard. I know it's really hard. I have two kids. Rebecca has 2 kids. Ours are teenagers, and that's hard too. This is a different kind of hard, so just reach out, share this with your friends. So she said she's asking for a friend. When you suspect your breastfeeding baby has a dairy allergy, do you take out all the dairy from your diet, like all dairy, even things that just have a little dairy in them, like salad dressing? So my answer to this, and first I want to just say what a dairy allergy is. What we're talking about usually with a breastfed baby, a newborn, an infant, is a cow's milk sensitivity. Okay, which usually includes soy as well. So you've got cow's milk and soy, it usually goes hand in hand. This doesn't necessarily mean that they're allergic to cow's milk or that they will last forever, but most babies, I would say at least half in my experience, have some kind of sensitivity to the cow's milk protein. And that protein gets, so you're basically, what's happening is you're eating it, you're drinking it, it's in some kind of food that you're taking in, and that protein gets passed into your breast milk. So now the baby is getting a protein that is very hard for them to digest. It's not the same as human milk protein. So the baby can show symptoms like gassiness, fussiness, sleeplessness. You can see green stools. You can see sometimes eczema. You can see all kinds of rashes. Like there's different things, and depending on the extent of the sensitivity, you'll see more and more. But typically, it's just a very unhappy child that just does not, that is crying and could be spitting up as well. When you ask the question, do you have to eliminate all dairy? The answer is usually yes, because if you just leave even a little bit in your diet, you won't be able to make the full determination if that's what's causing it. And that can be really hard because it's not just about don't pour yourself a glass of milk. That makes sense, right? That's obvious. Or some cheese or whatever it is. I'm talking about you need to read labels and actually cut out all dairy components that sometimes go by other names, lots of other names, okay, out of the foods that you're eating. That's eating more processed foods will make it more difficult for you to cut it out because it's like in everything, whether it's either dairy or soy. So you're basically cutting out most processed foods, which is fine because it's leaving you with all the healthy stuff, which is the grains, the meats, the vegetables, the fruits, okay? All those things will be a lot easier to make sure you're keeping that out of your diet. But, there are some good lists, and I'm sure Stephanie can find a list for you. I know that she had that with her son had that, so did mine. But just giving you a list of some of the we should have like a little resource page here so that we can give them a list of some of the ways that dairy can be sneaky in our food. Sneaky, okay, go by the names of casein, whey, all different things. And so maybe we can get that little resource for you. And remember that when you eat dairy, it usually goes into your milk very quickly. You'll usually see the effect of it within about 4 hours of eating it. But the opposite is true to come out of your body and out of your system. So it can take a week and a half, 2 weeks to actually come completely out of your system. But then another week and a half, 2 weeks to come out of your baby's system. That means we're talking like 3 to 4 weeks, almost a full month of being completely dairy-free in order to determine that it is from that, okay? And if you're thinking your baby has a sensitivity, it's usually the first one I would try to eliminate because it's the most common. So, I'll hear moms talking about, I'm sure you hear this too, Rebecca, I've cut out everything out of my diet. I'm not eating anything. I eat boiled chicken and white rice, and I'm not eating any vegetables, and I'm not eating any broccoli, and I'm not eating any beans, and that's not what causes the baby to be gassy or to be fussy usually. It is usually almost always a dairy and soy protein intolerance, okay? So that would be my first thing, and I see that Stephanie's saying we can put that up. So we're gonna go ahead and get that. Why don't we go ahead, Stephanie, we're gonna put those into the files. We're gonna create a resource in our private group in files, and anything that we talk about here on the program, during Q&As, during live streams, anything that we want to share with you or we can share links with you will be in those resources in our private group, okay? So let's do that. See? Creating on the fly here. Creating on the fly. All right? Good. Excellent. And salad dressing can definitely have dairy.
It's in everything.
It's in everything.
Yeah.
Seriously, it's literally, you just have to cut out all processed foods.
Yeah. Basically, yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Can we share about Rachel's remedy? Let's do that because that's our other prize today. And it actually is one of the questions that came in from Tamika about clogged ducts. She's been doing hot showers. She's been doing compresses, nursing and pumping, but she's having issues with her clogged ducts. And the best answer that I can give is to try to use moist heat. Mm-hmm. Because it is the best thing for helping those clogs to unclog, as well as massage and frequent feeding. So I'm going to go ahead and play. I actually have a little interview that I did with Rachel from Rachel's Remedy, where we are just going through the explanation of what Rachel's Remedy is. I'm going to go ahead and play that for a moment. Okay.
Rachel, tell us about Rachel's Remedy.
Happy to. Thank you, Shari. Rachel's Remedy is a product I created to help relieve and prevent mastitis, clogged ducts, nipple pain, engorgement, and also to help increase and maintain milk supply using moist heat. I invented them because simple hot cold packs only address short-term symptoms, but our relief packs actually can prevent and relieve the common conditions most moms experience, and they provide long-term relief, which is why Rachel's Remedy is the only FDA-cleared hot cold pack on the market.
A lot of people don't realize that moist heat, when it's applied to the breast, really helps the milk to flow, which is what helps to maintain and increase milk supply. It can also, prevent clogged ducts and mastitis. And moist heat penetrates your skin, which dry heat doesn't. That being said, moist heat can also be extremely inconvenient. Dipping your breast into a bowl of hot water is not exactly the easiest thing to do just anywhere you are. So how do you do that when you're at the office, when you're holding a baby? And this is why, clogged ducts turn into mastitis when you don't treat them. And that can lead to moms really discontinuing breastfeeding. And all these questions that I get all the time about low milk supply, not pumping enough, this can all be supported with something that's just so safe and so simple.
These are the reasons why I created Rachel's Remedy Moist Heat Packs. There was nothing available for breastfeeding moms to provide moist heat in a convenient and efficient way.
So tell us, how do you use that?
Rachel's Remedy can be worn in any bra, anytime, and clothes stay dry. They're made of a flaxseed-filled pillow, so they're natural, and that goes into a waterproof pouch, which goes into the microwave or the freezer. You can use it hot or cold. And then it has a removable moistening cloth. This goes under hot or cold water, depending on how you're using it. Once it gets reattached, you can wear it right in your bra, and your clothes stay dry, and moms can be hands-free. So to help increase or maintain milk supply, we recommend wearing these in your bra for about 20 minutes prior to pumping or nursing to treat or relieve or prevent mastitis, clogged ducts, engorgement, nipple pain. We recommend using them for about 20 minutes at a time, 4 to 8 times per day.
And these are like the most common issues that breastfeeding moms face. And that's, like I was saying before, can really lead to early and undesired weaning before you want to. That's why I personally feel that Rachel's Remedy Relief Packs are definitely a breastfeeding essential. In my opinion, it's something that you should have before you think you need it. All moms can benefit from moist heat.
Definitely.
Well, that one worked out well, right? Yeah, it's just so great. It's such a good product. But getting back to like what we discussed in the video, there was the clogged ducts, mastitis, increasing milk supply. And everybody always asks me, like, how does it actually increase milk supply? And what we were describing was that when you use moist heat on your breast, prior to feeding, prior to pumping, it will help to get the let down, to get your milk to let down. It will help to release oxytocin. It's moist heat penetrates the skin, so you get that all the vascular. My mind's not working right now. All the blood flowing to it, so that it actually does help to release the milk. And the more milk that you could pump and feed because of the moist heat will help to make more milk. And that's how milk is made. The more that we pump, the more that we can express, the more that we can get out of the breast during a feeding, during a pumping, and maximizing that will help to increase your supply and really just to maintain an adequate supply. Most moms have what they need. They just need to maintain it. And that's especially true if you're going back to work and you're pumping, if you're going to be gone from your baby. So definitely check that out and use moist heat. So that's a good answer to Tamika's question here. I think we are going to do a sleep question, Rebecca. Yay. Okay. So sleep question came in from Prerna. I think I'm saying it right. Prerna. My 4.5-month-old is a cat napper and does not sleep for more than 40 minutes at a time. She takes 3 to 4 naps throughout the day. This makes her cranky at the end of the day sometimes. What can I do to make her sleep for at least 2 hours, so at least for 1 nap? I've tried nursing, patting, rocking. It does work sometimes, but not always. Will her sleep ever improve?
It will at some point. I just can't tell you when. And again, what we talked about earlier is that this is actually normal. So much of this is normal. And this is normal. And I'll explain the reason why this is normal. Night sleep begins to develop first. And that begins to start developing at around 6 weeks of age. But it takes quite a while to begin to really fully develop. But night sleep does begin to develop first. So we have our daytime sleep, our nighttime sleep. They begin to be managed by different areas of the brain. Nighttime sleep is then beginning to develop. Naps don't begin to develop until sometime between 4 and 6 months of age. So with a 4.5-month-old, this is still in the range of normal for short naps. So until those naps develop, you may just get the 1 sleep cycle of nap, which is what you're seeing, that 40, 45 minutes, anything sort of from 30 minutes on is 1 sleep cycle. And that's what you're seeing, is just that 1 sleep cycle. And that's why the nap is short, because the naps have not yet developed. Now, when the naps do develop, anytime between 4 and 6 months of age, they develop individually. So the first nap of the day will develop first, and then the second, and then the third. So what I suggest that you do is right now, just take a look at that first nap of the day. And so it may be that for that one, you're making sure that she's not getting overtired or overstimulated. 4.5-month-old, they may only need an hour to an hour and a half of awake time before going down for that first nap. So it may actually be a little bit shorter than you would think. And just getting your child down to sleep, however that happens. And then you can work on extending that nap out. Trying to, as you say, you tried feeding and patting and everything. I definitely have that nap in a darkened space because that will help. One, it'll help with melatonin production, which induces sleep, a hormone we'll produce when we're in a dark, dim environment. And so that's going to induce sleep. We want to have that. But it's also then blocks out lots of visual stimulation. So that as well can be for a longer first nap. Look on my website, childrensleepconsultant.com, and then just look for the free courses and workbooks. I have a course there, free course there called 10 Days to Better Naps. You're going to find a lot of advice there, including the perfect daytime routine. So that means how long your awake period should be before going down for naps, perfect nighttime routine, perfect nap time routine. You're going to find all of that information there, and as well how you can work on lengthening those naps out. But don't stress too much about it. Just work on the first nap of the day. Once you see that beginning to develop, then you can work on the second and then the third. But I wouldn't worry too much. This is completely normal. Lots of little naps during the day are completely fine. And then at the end of the day, yeah, she's going to be tired. We're all tired at the end of the day. And some of us are a little grumpier than others when we're dealing with overtiredness. So just remember that a lot of that is her personality and her temperament as well.
Awesome. Yeah. Again, it's just like the getting through those, every time you figure it out,
yeah,
it changes.
Yeah. Just when you feel like, I feel like I'm getting it now, it's going to change.
I love that some of you guys are like in the same time frame, you're going through the same thing, and then we'll have the next question where it's like the opposite, which I'm reading here from, where is the question? From Sylvia, who's saying, her baby sleeps 5 to 7 hours at night, and the pediatrician's telling her to wake the baby every 3 hours. Her baby's 10 weeks old, but she's gaining 1 to 2 kilograms per month. So we're talking like 2 to 4. I mean, a lot. That's a lot.
4 pounds.
Yeah, it's like 4 pounds. So, every baby is different. And so I'm going to just answer Sylvia's question, because she said, baby's 10 weeks old, sleeping the way since she was born. She's been sleeping this way. And am I keeping her from gaining more weight? Well, I hope so. I hope so. You don't need the baby to gain any more weight than that. Okay. That's a lot.
That's a great weight gain.
It's actually quite a bit. It's actually over, more than you would expect. So I would say no, the baby's obviously eating well enough during the day to sleep full nights, and very lucky. It happens. It definitely happens. One other thing I'll say about excessive weight gain early in those first few weeks of breastfeeding, first few months, it's fine. So as much as you might read things about bottle feeding, formula feeding, overfeeding, you really can't overfeed a breastfed baby at the breast. I mean, you can in the sense of you have a heavy letdown. If the baby's just wanting to suck, they may be puking all over you. And they may be uncomfortable from being so overly full, or you might have a lot of fore milk with an oversupply, which I saw somebody just posted that question. But really any weight gain like this that occurs in the first few months of exclusively breastfeeding at the breast usually starts to drop off towards the second 6 months of the year. And babies that are very, very chunky, lots and lots of rolls from breastfeeding typically start to slim out towards the first year, and I just saw that there's another question here, Brandy, and it was right below here. Her exclusively breastfed baby boy is 8.5 months old, 18.8 pounds. He hasn't gained more than a few ounces in almost 3 months. He started solids at 6.5 months, is now eating 3 times a day in addition to nursing on demand. He'll sleep latched most of the night, which I don't mind when I pump, but she rarely does. She can only get about an ounce from both breasts combined. Originally, he gained weight quickly. He hasn't almost at all since 6 months. I'm not producing adequately, and am I producing inadequately and thereby underfeeding him? And I guess my question would be more about if he's gaining slowly, but continuing to gain and hitting all his milestones and still has that subcutaneous fat on his body, and he's thriving and eating. You're telling me he's eating 3 times a day. He's nursing on demand. The fact that you can't pump much usually is because he's eating so much when he does nurse. I would say, 18.8 pounds at 8.5 months is a really good weight. And I would not worry too much about it. If the baby starts to lose weight, it's a different story. If the baby maintains for a bit and then goes through another growth spurt, completely fine. And this is, this question comes up over and over and over again about what's the right amount of weight to gain? What's the right amount? And it's because, and I know why this happens, it's just one of the most undermining things is to look only at a baby's weight gain to determine if they're getting enough, and babies gain at different stages. They gain and grow. They have growth spurts where they gain slowly, at sometimes and then quickly at other times. And usually when we look at a breastfed baby, we're looking for less than what we see in formula fed or bottle fed babies. And the pediatricians still have that kind of confused. Babies will gain usually somewhere between 4 to 8 ounces per week on average. Okay. So it's not a lot. We're talking about a half an ounce, and even then it's on average. It's not going to be every single week. So Brandy I see her here. She says, I'm going to put it up on the screen. She says he's gaining very slowly, but getting longer, starting to crawl, super active and alert. Okay. You just answered the question right there. Do not worry. Do not worry. Okay. Make sure that he's peeing, he's pooping, he's, just healthy and thriving, like you just said. A baby that is failing to thrive will not be super active and alert, starting to crawl and doing all those other things.
Mm-hmm. Period. Well, remember that when a baby starts to crawl, they're just burning more calories than when they were not crawling. Yeah. So weight gain often slows down when a baby gets more physically active.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Excellent question, Brandy.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get some hearts for Brandy. And if anybody wants to jump into the stream and wants to ask their question live, remember, we still have a sleep camp available to give away. We're going to give one away to the first person who jumps into the stream. And I'm going to put our names up here too, just in case, because I can't help myself. I need to put it up. I am the booby guru. And you are the sleep guru. We are, right? We are. All right, so speaking of how do you know your baby got enough, I want to share a video with you guys right now, okay? This video is it's actually quite old. It's about 8 years old. It was a blog video that I did for My Baby Experts. You can see how long I've been doing this now. And it was with my children. And I don't know if some of you might have seen it already, but it's one of those classic, like vintage My Baby Experts that I want to play for you all because it's my kids explaining how do you know your baby got enough. And this is when they were quite young. So hold on one second. I'm going to pull this in. Let's play it. So here we are. We were filming our vlog this morning, and my children come in, walking in from the park, looking all beautiful with their hair all wonderful from walking around in the sun and playing out on the swing sets. And they said to me, "Mommy, what are you doing?" And I said, "I'm filming for all the mommies and babies out there to teach them some stuff to help them with their new babies." And Jade, who is 8 years old, and this is Talia right here, she's 5. Jade said to me, "Can I help them and teach them something?" I said, "Sure you can." So I said, "What do you want to teach them?" She said, "I want to teach them how they know their baby gets enough when they breastfeed." So in a few minutes, you're going to see Jade teaching you, how do you know your baby got enough when you're breastfeeding?
My mom is a lactation consultant, and she taught me the 4 ways you know that your baby got enough milk. First, your boobies get softer, right, Talia? And second, your baby is sleeping and not fussing, right, Talia? Third, you can hear your baby swallowing, right, Talia? And fourth, your baby is peeing, right, Talia? Thanks. All together, doing another thing like a whole class of that. We all fall down.
So there you go. I haven't seen that in a while. Teaching how you know your baby got enough. It's amazing how they listen to you.
Mm-hmm.
Good job there. She was 8. The girls are 16 and 14 now. That's how fast this goes. Crazy, right? So cute.
Yeah.
So cute. I loved, right, Talia? Right, Talia? Talia's like,
So sweet.
So cute. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's do another sleep question. We still have time to do some more.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking, yes, Anita, the apple does not fall far from the tree, she says.
It's true. It's funny what your kids pick up, because what my kids know about sleep would shock you. They know so much about, oh yeah, we need to be in a dark space because of melatonin. You think, God, you actually do, when you want to, you do listen to me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. No, they know a lot about everything growing up in this house, that's for sure. That's good. That's raising two young ladies who really have already told me, like, oh, we're planning to like breastfeed, you know, but we know we'll have you right there with us, right? I'm like, yes, I'll be helping you, as long as you'll let me there. and you can wait still.
A long time.
Long time for that. Okay, back to sleeping. This came in from Ayla. Her little one is 25 days old. From the last 2 to 3 days, she's having feeding and sleeping. She's feeding and sleeping in her arms. As soon as she puts her down, she cries and screams. She started to do this recently, and it's getting hard to have rest or sleep. Any advice for her, Rebecca?
Yeah. Oh, I remember it well. Do you remember that, Shari? Not being able to put the baby down?
Oh, yeah, for about 5 years. Yeah, you just pick them up and hold them for about 5 years, and then
they got too heavy, and you're like, my back, I cannot do this anymore.
Well, even in that video, what was I doing? I was holding Talia. She was 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. And again, the first piece of advice I'm going to be saying, this is completely normal. It really, really is. Yeah. But it doesn't mean that there's nothing that you can do, that basically you're holding your child for 5 years. There are things, you've got to shower and you've got to, cook and all of these things. But it's really, really normal. And when you think 25 days old is so new and squishy and tiny and lovely.
Hold them.
Exactly. And your baby has been held for its whole life until now it suddenly is earthside and not being held. And so that is such a big going from lots of movement and being really snug to now suddenly no movement and big open spaces, loud, noisy, bright. And so it can be, for some children, it can be more of a challenge than others, but every single child is going to have this kind of issue somewhat. So hold your child whenever you can. And I imagine that that's what you're doing. There are going to be times when you can't, and that's completely fine. Don't ever be afraid that if you just need to put your baby down, that you just need to put your baby down, even if they're crying, as long as they're safe, whether it be for your sanity or whatever. You're in the middle of chopping an onion, whatever. If you need to put your baby down, you need to put your baby down, and it's fine. Don't worry. As long as you're not leaving them for hours and hours, it's fine if they're crying. But just, pick your child up. Swaddling them can really, really help. If you're not already swaddling, I would most certainly do so, because this will really help with that snug feeling that they've had for so long. So swaddling can really, really help. Putting them down, and movement as well can really, really help as well. So get your neighbors round to hold the baby and to rock the baby. Have them in the stroller. Move the stroller if need be. Baby wearing as well can be a real lifesaver at this stage, because you can be holding your baby, but you have hands free, and so that can really, really help. This stage does not last forever. It really, really doesn't. And I'm not going to say, enjoy it while you can, because it's all going to change, because you may not be enjoying it every single minute of it and every single day. I most certainly did not. And I wanted to slap the people that said, you should enjoy this, when I asked similar questions. How on earth can I do things when my baby attack? I can't hold my baby the whole time. And I just wanted to slap the people who said to me, well, enjoy this because you'll miss it when they no longer want to do it. Yeah. Seriously? Yeah. But right now I still need to do stuff. I need to chop that onion. I need to have a shower. I just need to not be touched for a little while. Yeah. And so don't feel bad for feeling that. That's completely fine, completely normal. But just yet, swaddling, definitely. Baby wearing, definitely. And just kind of employing people to just come round. Remember when you had your baby not that long ago, that when you had your friends and family who said, if you need anything, let me know. They really, really meant it. And so if you need somebody to hold the baby so you can have a shower or have a nap or whatever, then call them up. They would love to do that. Or if you need to do things but you can't because you're holding the baby, ask that person who said if you need anything, ask if they'll run to the store for you, or ask if they can bring you some dinner. They really, really mean it. I would be absolutely thrilled if a friend actually called me up and said, would you mind coming and holding the baby for a little bit? Or would you mind bringing me some dinner because I'm really struggling right now with holding the baby continuously? I would be over the moon if somebody asked that. So if anybody needs any dinner off to hold their baby, I'm your person. I will totally do that.
Just call Rebecca.
I'm totally up for holding babies and bringing you dinner. People want to do that. If somebody said to you, let me know if I need anything, they really, really meant it. They really, really did. So just call them up, send them a text message. They want to help.
Oh, Rebecca, that's great advice. And I think we got our winner of the sleep camp.
Yay.
Somebody just joined. Becca just joined us. Becca's going to come on and ask her question, and she's going to win the sleep camp for the summer. Yay!
Woo-hoo.
All right, Becca, I just saw you come on. We're going to bring you on right now. Here we go. Hi, Becca.
Hello.
Hey.
Thanks for joining us.
My question is about sleep. How do I get my baby to sleep longer periods, longer than an hour and a half at night? He's my little 1-year-old.
Oh, look how sweet he is.
Oh, sweetie.
Excellent. So how does he initially get to sleep at the very beginning part of the night?
He usually nurses or rocks to sleep.
Okay. So that is the reason that he's waking up during the night. Then going through a sleep cycle, he comes into a light sleep. And because he's not being nursed or rocked, he then wakes up and you have to then help him back down, back to sleep. Goes through another sleep cycle, same thing happens. So if we can teach him how to fall asleep at the beginning of the night without needing to be nursed or rocked, he'll then have those skills to be able to go through multiple sleep cycles without needing you to be helping him with the rocking or the feeding. Now, the great thing is you now are part of Sleep Summer Camp, and this is exactly what we're working on. This is exactly what we're teaching you, how to really gently to make this transition. So I will, you can email me, rebecca@rebeccamichi.com, and I will get you set up with that membership. We get started on July 9th. It's weekly webinars, weekly Q&As, where we are working on absolutely everything, our nighttime and our nap time. But the way that it is some gentle sleep training that is going to get you these results, because we're teaching the skills. Waking is completely normal. We all wake during the night. So we're not trying to ever get a child to not wake. We want them to be able to wake, but be able to get themselves back to sleep. That's completely normal. That's what we're going to be teaching.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. I can't wait for you to wait for us to get started.
What's his name?
His name is Pierce.
Pierce. Oh, look how happy he is. Look at him. He's like looking at us like, oh, they're talking to me. Hi, Pierce. Hi, Pierce.
Hi. Oh, we're done.
We're done. All right. Well, congratulations, Becca. Thanks for coming in. Good to see you.
Thank you. Y'all have a good one.
You too. Bye.
Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So cute. Aw. Well, you guys, you gotta get your links in there. Make sure that for our next live stream, I think we'll try to do some more talking about this, jumping into the stream, asking your question live. We're gonna start doing some live streams into the private group, and I think we're gonna treat it a little bit more of like a on the fly. What's your question? Jump in, and I'll be teaching you how to do that, so you know how to set it up properly. It makes it a little easier when you have some warning of what you want to do, and make sure that you have everything ready. But I just love when you can jump in and ask your questions live. So congrats to Becca there. I do have one more. Do we have more time? Yeah. I do have another question here. It's a breastfeeding question, and I think it's kind of an important question that I'd like to answer. This one came in from Taylor. She's due in August, and her baby has a high likelihood of having a double aortic arch and needing surgery around 2 months old. It's a congenital heart defect that needs to be addressed and repaired. Do I have any advice on how I can best prepare for this and how I should handle the surgery and 3-day hospital recovery period concerning breastfeeding? I don't want my supply to suffer, and my desire is to continue breastfeeding through it. Do you have any strategies I can implement or tips? And great question. And, first I'd just like to say that babies with congenital heart defects, it's even more important that those babies get breast milk, all right? Quite often, the physicians might tell you the baby is not able to breastfeed, that it's too much of they discourage it because they think that it's going to be too challenging for a baby with these conditions. However, depending on your baby's condition and how they're doing with it, breast milk, there's nothing better than breast milk to help those babies do well, recover faster, make those transitions easier, get through the surgery, and then all the recovery afterwards. Okay, it helps them to maintain higher oxygenation. All the skin to skin is super important. It helps them to gain weight quicker. More than formula. And so it's really important to make sure that you do everything you can to prepare now, Taylor, to be prepared for your breastfeeding experience. And one of those things I'm going to tell you is make sure that you watch my Simply Breastfeeding class, that you watch that right away. You watch that before you have the baby. It's completely free. You can just go right to mybabyexperts.com, join the free membership, and watch Simply Breastfeeding, and absolutely make sure that that's taken care of. But then after the surgery, okay, or when the baby's coming out of surgery, the baby, depending on what kind of care the baby needs, the baby may not be able to nurse at the breast right away. And also during the surgery, because it may be several hours, probably will be, you want to make sure that you're pumping and extracting. Taylor watched the program. Okay, I saw her comment. Great, excellent. Okay, just make sure that you are emptying the breast frequently, that you have a good pump, a good double electric pump, that you are able to use it. You know how to use the controls. You know how to get multiple letdowns. You know how to start using that pump actually before the baby's surgery so that you don't have any issues. Or, sometimes when all you're doing is breastfeeding, going to pumping can be a little bit of a challenge. It takes time for your body to react to the breast pump that is different than the baby. So make sure you're doing some of that practicing, which I'm going to assume that you will, and maintain your rhythm there. Most people have this thought that they will wait until the breast feels full to pump. You kind of feel and you're like, oh, maybe I'll wait a little longer and then I'll get more out when I do. It's actually the opposite of what you want to do. Okay. It's the opposite thought process. As the breast continues to fill up, that means more time has gone by, the breast is fuller. It's sending strong signals to your body to make less milk. Okay. It's saying, oh, we don't need to feed as often. Remember, the body doesn't know that you're pumping. Body just is following the baby's rhythm. And so as the breasts go longer, fill up more, you make less milk. As you feed more often and you just kind of do it more regularly, more on demand, more like every 2 hours, and don't wait for the breast to feel full, believe me, there's still milk in there, okay? And even if you get less out, but you do it more frequently, that sends a very strong signal to your brain and to your body to make more, maintain, make more. And so it's an important message. It's important to understand, how do you talk to your body? How do you teach and talk to your body? How do you respond to your body in a way that it works with you and not against you? Okay. And sometimes it's that very shift right there of understanding how the body makes more and how the body makes less. But that's my biggest advice for you, is just make sure that through the surgery that you're pumping, that you're extracting that milk, that you have it all ready and waiting for the baby. If the baby's unable to breastfeed at the breast and some babies need to be tube fed, some babies need to be bottle fed, but usually, it's less strain on the heart to breastfeed than it is to bottle feed. The whole suck and swallow rhythm and the breathe, it's much easier on a baby.
Mhm.
And that's why we see their oxygenation levels higher than with bottle feeding. So Taylor, congrats first of all on your August angel coming, and we'll just be watching with you, and we're here for you. Complete support.
Mhm.
Make sure you're part of the group so we can support you. Post, and definitely want to know how you're doing. And if you have any other questions, make sure that you let us know. Okay.
And I would say, not being a breastfeeding expert, but I would say that whole getting the pumping kind of perfected beforehand, for me, would be really, really important, because whilst that surgery is going on, it's going to be so super stressful. Can you imagine dealing with all that stress and then trying to manage a pump that you've never really done before? You're just going to say, stuff it. I can't do it.
Right.
So you're more likely then, I think, if you can just be on automatic pilot, you know what you're doing. You don't even have to think about it. It's going to be so much easier whilst you're going through the surgery. And then after, it's one less thing you need to worry about. You've got enough to worry about without adding that in as well.
Definitely. Absolutely. Absolutely. And Taylor, I know you said you watched Simply Breastfeeding. There's also another class called Breast Pumps and Briefcases. It may be helpful for you to see that as well. There may be a lot happening after you have the baby that you're focused on, and it may be good to try to catch up on some of these videos while you're waiting for the baby to come, while you have some time on your hands right now. I would do that. Watch that class as well. And again, come in and watch the videos in the whole library there. There's a lot as far as pumping. Okay. Yeah. So would I pump in between a feeding? You could. Pumping in between a feeding can definitely help. But also pumping right before a feeding or pumping right after the feeding is usually the easiest. Otherwise, you're just kind of doing it all the time. There's a video in my, let's see, Stephanie will help you. Once you get into the private group, Stephanie, help her to find our blog videos, okay? And there's one in there called pumping while you're exclusively breastfeeding. Like, how do you pump extra milk while you're breastfeeding? And that whole short video that I created that will help you to understand like how to do that and save some up and have the time in between. Awesome. So let's get parts. Let's get a lot of love, first of all, for Taylor, and get a lot of love going across the screen here. And big thank you to Earth Mama Organics and to Rachel's Remedy for the prizes today. Again, if you're tuning in late and you want to win those prizes, just type the word win here in the chat. It will send you a little message, and follow the instructions so that you know what to do. Okay. And thank you, Rebecca.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
As always.
Yes, thank you again for being with me again. We will be back in 2 weeks. It was great. I really love having you here. We'll be back in 2 weeks for our next. But look for some announcements in the private group, because I think we're going to do something there. Maybe next week we'll do questions, right? And thank you to Breast Support Pillow. Anita's here in the chat. Okay, I want to just give some acknowledgement to Breast Support Pillow, one of my favorite partners, one of my favorite people. Really, one of my favorite people, one of the nicest, most beautiful people I know, Anita from Breast Support Pillow. She's here in the chat, so let's give her some love as well, all right? And we'll see you guys later. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week, and I'll see you in the private group. Mwah.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.